Today on Cooking for Wellness, we're making a kale, cashew, and radish salad with pan-roasted salmon and toasted almond miso vinaigrette. So stick around and let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Cooking for Wellness at NYU Langone Health. I'm Chef Jeffrey Held, and this month we are focused on nutrition for brain health and concussion recovery. We are joined by a very special guest, co-director of the Concussion Center here at NYU Langone, neurologist Dr. Shae Datta. Welcome, Dr. Datta.
Thank you so much. So glad to be here.
So not only does a well-balanced diet play a role in your mental sharpness, but it also can be key to preventing any long-term cognitive breakdown or negative effects. Can you speak about this, specifically the cognitive decline and how it relates to nutrition?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a study I think we were discussing before called the MIND diet. It's MIND, and
Right.
Basically it has an offset of the Mediterranean diet. So Mediterranean diet includes a lot of nuts, berries, fresh seafood, olive oil, some red wine in moderation. And this study just basically looked at adding more berries, so the phytosanthins and the reds, the blues, the purples. And it showed that it had a effect on less vascular dementia and overall benefit for cognitive improvement in the patients that were actually consuming this diet over time.
So today we're gonna make a kale, cashew, and radish salad with pan-roasted salmon and toasted almond miso vinaigrette. The nutrients in green leafy vegetables are linked to lower risk of cognitive decline in older adults, and cashews and salmon both contain high levels of vitamin B6 and the omega-3 fatty acids, or good fats. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna toast our cashews. So we lay them out on a nice paper-lined baking pan and we toast at 300 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna get started on our vinaigrette. We have some almond butter, put that right in the bowl there. We have miso paste, which is fermented soybean paste and also a probiotic. So you have some rice wine vinegar. You can just
Pour it on here.
Just whisk it together lightly. So interestingly, when I was researching for this recipe, it said that there's a pretty significant links in gut health and brain health.
Right. Recent research has shown that there is a bi-directional relationship between the gut and the brain. And because there's a bi-directional relationship, what we eat and the good bacteria that we have in our gut can actually go back into the brain and affect anxiety, depression, healing after any type of brain insult, which includes stroke, traumatic brain injury, concussion. They're finding out even because the gut has a lot of our immune cells, that MS
Right.
is also affected by a gut-brain connection.
We're gonna slowly drizzle this in. Just keep whisking.
Building my biceps here today, it's great.
Perfect. We're gonna get started on our salmon now. I learned that supposedly the highest concentration of the omega-3s are found in the actual fat and skin of the salmon. So today we're gonna cook the salmon skin on. I've been wanting to show people how to do this because I think a lot of people just out of habit take the skin off a fish. But if you apply just a little bit of technique and time, you get a nice, delicious, crispy skin, and it just comes out really nice. So we're gonna lightly season the fish with salt and pepper. Dr. Datta, do you cook a lot at home?
Yes, I actually strive to at least cook 3 times a week because of a busy schedule, hectic, but it is much healthier than eating out.
Yeah, of course. So skin side down, low to medium heat, and really the key to cooking this skin on is you have to just apply a little bit of pressure in the beginning to flatten it out, because the fish will actually kind of pucker up in a way, and some of the skin won't be flat against the bottom. So just applying a little and you'll actually feel it release. And secondly, you have to just leave it alone. You can't attempt to flip it when it's not ready. It'll actually release itself from the pan.
Okay.
And once that happens, it's very easy to flip. But the key is if you try to do it ahead of time, you end up, the skin will try to peel off. much more difficult. I timed it the last couple times I did it, and it's just about 6-7 minutes on the skin side, and then we flip it, and it's about 3 more minutes. So literally you're getting this done in just about 10 minutes. So do you get the chance to actually talk to patients about nutrition and diet and eating, like how they eat?
I do. That's a big part of the counseling that I do, and they're usually very surprised because I talk about food, diet, sleep, lifestyle, and they're like nobody's ever asked me this before,
right.
You know? Water intake, that's another really big one. Hydration is really big for brain health. And they say with just mild lifestyle modifications like drinking more water or adding more greens, they already feel empowered, you know, for their health.
Sure. Even I know I'm not supposed to touch it, but I just get the urge to do not touch the fish. Yeah. All right, we are ready to go. Just have to be a little bit careful anytime you're cooking with hot oil. Obviously, it's kind of spattering back a little bit. This is the exciting part. We get to see if we did good work. Beautiful. Nice crispy skin. So I actually forgot to talk about this right before we seasoned the fish. We took a sharp knife and we made 3 small slits right in the skin. What that does is it gives the skin a little bit of space to stretch, because the moment it hits the heat, it contracts and that's why the fish like curls into the pan. So this lets it kind of release a little bit. Once again, low to medium heat, just about 6-7 minutes on that skin side. Once we flip it, just another about 3 minutes and we're good to go. So the fish can be tricky to flip over. This is actually a fish spatula, it helps a lot. And if you'll probably notice I've been using my hands. I don't advise you to use your hands, but you know, do your best. Salmon is one of those fish that, you know, it's fatty and rich, and it's like mid-rare medium is actually really where you want to eat it. You don't want to overcook it or it can dry out. Okay, we're gonna start assembling our salad. So we have our vinaigrette. We're gonna start by adding a little bit of, we always dress the bowl to preserve the integrity of the greens. So add a couple of spoons to our bowl. We have some kale. We have red cabbage and carrots to start. So let's add these. I'm gonna throw in just a little bit of kale. And we have some really beautiful watermelon radishes as well.
See how they're called watermelon radishes because of the color? And there's a lot of minerals in here.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and those minerals help with actual nerve function in the brain. So in general, magnesium is a very calming mineral. It's used for people that are having seizures, as well as migraine prophylaxis. Yeah, I give certain amount of magnesium to my patients with migraine. It helps bring down the
like
threshold of migraine.
Relief, like
yes.
During an actual
Well, they'll
flare?
take it daily to prevent migraine.
It's really interesting. So let's mix those greens up. We're gonna put the radishes in after we mix it. Actually, let's add a little bit of fresh pepper right. Yeah, the miso paste is, you know, it has that like umami kind of complexity, and it's also rice wine vinegar, very acidic, and then I love the balance with the toasted almond butter as well. So let's add a little bit to the bowls. Dr. Datta, can I ask you, in terms of migraines, what else is it? Just like hydration, minerals? Is there any other like overall style of eating you should be doing if you're having?
Yeah, style of eating is important, but also knowing your triggers is important. MSG, like soy sauce, really triggers certain people. In addition to just overall having a healthy diet, you need to know the food triggers that you might have by keeping a close journal and avoiding those things.
The triggers are specific to the individual? They're not just across the board?
No.
Okay. So I'm not even gonna dress these radishes. They're like brilliantly delicious and so beautiful. I just tasted one. I don't think it's necessary. We have our salmon here. And we have our toasted cashews. Add a little bit of crunch. Just gonna add a little bit more dressing. We're gonna finish off the salad with some nice fresh basil and mint leaves. Just tear them and add them right to the top. All right, you ready to taste?
Yes, looks delicious.
So I would say this is like definitely like quick and easy, something you could prepare on a weeknight. Summery.
That was really good.
You literally cooked this fish perfectly.
It was so good. Well, I had a good teacher, thank
It was
you.
literally perfect. So there you have it. Relatively quick, simple, easy dish. Actually really deep, complex flavors. Really happy with the way the fish came out. Dr. Datta did a fantastic job cooking it. Check out more episodes on our healthy lifestyle playlist.